Hello, I'm Martin Park. For those that don't know me, I'm a naturopath and a master coach and trainer who has been working professionally in health, fitness, wellness and personal development for over 46 years. If you are someone who is interested in learning how to maximize your overall health, well-being and performance, then welcome. Today I'm going to talk about why you might be stuck or worse, slipping backward in your health and how you can fix it by identifying the one key factor that could be driving it all. Now, before you say, Martin, there's no way one thing could be responsible for all my health issues, you're possibly right. Health is complex, interconnected, and rarely comes down to a single factor. But, and this is a big but, in my experience, there's usually one primary domino that once it falls, it goes a long way toward knocking down all the others. Think of it like this. You've got constant lower back pain and sciatica, cardiovascular issues, high blood pressure, and an extra 30 kilograms of fat weighing you down. It's easy to see each problem as separate, but what if they're all connected to the one primary issue, in this instance being overweight? That's what we're talking about today, finding your one thing. The one thing that, if you fixed it right now, it would have the biggest positive impact on your overall health and wellness. Let's break this down into three main sections. 1, how to identify your one thing. 2, why we often miss it or pretend it doesn't exist. And 3, how to actually fix it once you've found it. Let's start with identification. Here's the truth. Most people already know their one thing. It's that nagging issue that keeps you up at night. The thing you think about in the shower. The thing you've been promising yourself that you'll get around to dealing with. I was talking to someone the other day about their health struggles. They were dealing with constant fatigue, frequent headaches, constipation, skin breakouts, and mood swings. They'd been taking painkillers for the headaches, laxatives for the constipation, and creams for the skin. As for the mood swings, they were just trying to manage as best they could. And when I asked them, what's your diet like? How do you eat? They didn't hesitate to say, oh, I eat crap. My diet's terrible. Yeah, I know. I should fix that, but They were completely aware that their nutrition was way, way off, but completely oblivious to the fact that this was the one thing causing all the other problems. So let's stop avoiding or pretending we don't know what our one thing is by making it crystal clear with what I call the 4 questions of truth. Question 1, what health issue, if solved, would make all your other health problems easier to deal with? Question 2, what's the first thing that popped into your mind but you quickly dismissed because it's too hard or the timing isn't right? Question 3, if your best friend lived your exact lifestyle, what would you tell them they needed to change first? And question 4, what's the one health habit you've been trying to change for years but keep failing at? The answer that comes up most often across these questions, that's probably your one thing. Now, why do we miss it, or more accurately, why do we actively avoid dealing with it? That is simple because it's usually the hardest thing to change. It's often tied to your identity, your lifestyle, your relationships, or even your self-worth. Let's say your one thing is stress, unresolved, overloaded stress. Your job is literally killing you with 70-hour work weeks and constant unappreciated pressure. And because you have no time to think, your diet is terrible, you get no exercise, your sleep is a mess, your relationships are strained, and you're suffering from anxiety, depression, and chronic fatigue. The solution might mean changing jobs or careers, which feels impossible because of financial obligations, family expectations, or fear of change. So instead, you try to cope with all the symptoms through medications, comfort foods, cigarettes, and alcohol. But the primary domino, the one thing here, is unresolved stress and burnout. Fix that, and all the other negative side effects will start to fall away. Leave it as it is, and no matter how much medication or therapy you get, you'll keep struggling with the symptoms forever. And your one thing dominant domino could be chronic stress, poor sleep, unmanaged emotions, lack of exercise, poor nutrition, toxic relationships, lack of purpose or direction, low self-esteem and fear, financial stress, addictions, or unhealthy coping mechanisms, among many other possibilities that are manifesting in your health via the whole gamut of physical and mental issues, diseases, and conditions. So how do we actually fix our one thing once we've identified it? 2 points. First, stop pretending it's not the problem. No more excuses. No more deflection, no more, but I can handle it. Acknowledging your one thing isn't just about recognizing it, it's about owning it fully. It's about being honest with yourself and saying, yes, this is the issue that's been holding me back. For so many people, the first instinct is to push it aside, to minimize it, or to tell ourselves that it's not that bad, even though our instincts are telling us that it is that bad. We get comfortable with the discomfort. It becomes part of our identity. I'm just not that happy a person, or it's only one bottle of wine at night, I can handle it, or I've always been overweight and tired. But the truth is, the longer we pretend it's not a problem, a huge problem, the main problem, the more it continues to control us. You see, when you deny your one thing, you're essentially telling yourself that you are powerless. You give it the freedom to continue dragging you down because in your mind, it's easier to keep avoiding it than to confront it head on. But here's the thing, denial is costing you your health, wellness, happiness, and a fulfilling life. So confront the truth head on, don't shy away from it. The second point is, and this is crucial, get professional help and support. I've been working as a professional in the health and wellness world for nearly 5 decades, and my experience has shown me that in relation to this issue that I'm talking about today, those that get professional help usually succeed, while those that don't. So please don't try to tackle your one thing alone. Pride is expensive and the cost is usually your health. Some things are better shared, and this is one of them. Here's your homework. 1. Answer the 4 questions of truth honestly. Write down your answers. 2. Identify your one thing, the issue that keeps coming up. 3. Write down every excuse you've been using to avoid dealing with it. And 4. Armed with that knowledge, seek out professional support. Remember, this isn't about shame or blame. Your one thing isn't a character flaw. It's about honest self-assessment and strategic action. And here's one final truth. The longer you wait to address your one thing, the more other health issues will pile up behind it. It's like trying to bail out a boat without first plugging the hole. You might keep floating for a while, but eventually you're going to sink. For those that need my assistance with any of this, I will leave a link in the description. I thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your company. I look forward to spending some time with you again. Bye for now.